everyone. Welcome back to Sheboard's podcast. Today's guest is Sandra Rush. Hi, Sandra.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Thank you for coming on my show today.
It's a pleasure.
So, can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
I'm an author, also a journalist. I've worked with various celebrities, sports personalities, been in the industry for many, many years. An author, a considerable time. I do like non-fiction as preferred to fiction, but this new book, Last One Past, has been listed as a fiction book because of details that had to be changed for military and personal reasons.
Wow, I didn't know that. So what inspired you to write your book, Blast from the Past?
Well, I met a lovely lady. I was given a talk. I was invited to give a talk to various military and civilians about writing, how we could sort of like get our feelings across through writing, and how we handle emotions, that sort of thing. And a lady contacted me, and she asked me to listen into a discussion about people that are veterans serving and some now civilians. So I went along, and she had this amazing story, which ended up as the book of as you know. And it's her journey as well as his. It's how she met her husband, and the first thing she said to me, she said, "I've got a story for you. Will you talk to my husband?" And as you do, I was intrigued. This is a lovely lady, and the more I got talking to both of them, the more I become a better understanding of military life, how it's changed, how it's evolved. More so since Afghanistan, Iraq, modern day warfare, if you like, and what happens to them. And it's about this wonderful couple and their journey of how they cope with various traumas, domestic abuse, PTSD. You can imagine it's set in Afghanistan, so the book itself holds a lot of memories, and I interviewed around 33 people for this book, and sadly since then I've discovered 5 of, due to self-harming, have died. So, and that's 5 that shouldn't have, if they'd got the right help. They were part of the book in a very big way. Their stories, their charm, their personalities, the events, the circumstances around meeting these people was a journey I would never forget. And these people, these veterans and serving military, deserve all the support we can give them. Exactly. They feel let down by society. Anyone that has mental health issues, PTSD, has come out through a domestic violence partnership. It doesn't just happen to women, it also happens to men. And more men are contacting me saying, this is what's happened to me, where do I go? Children are constantly used as weapons between the feuding couple. It's hard when you have children. I know I was in a single relationship myself, and it is hard, but you cannot use your kids as weapons, and we constantly do. To get our own way, we constantly do. But you know, it's not fair to the children.
It's not.
You know, and you punish each other, and you try to hurt each other to, you know, gain points on a system of something. But you know, it's, remember that a relationship that starts out in love, you know, and it never ceases to amaze me that people forget this, and what was once love turns into hate.
Yes.
And you know, and it starts out with the little things, and it's, you know, you get angry with each other. Someone could lose a job, someone could, you know, keep the secrets of saying, I can't tell you we've got no money, and things like that. So little things that are important don't get said.
Yeah.
So you punish each other constantly. So then you come across things like maybe a slap here,
Yeah.
you know, a terrible cutting remark there, and before you know it, it's like, I wouldn't have done that if I didn't love you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what
You
they
know,
usually
I
say.
wouldn't have said that if I didn't care about you.
Yeah.
Well, that's not love. That's not love. That's something else. So where do you stop? Where do you draw the line and think, you know, my safety is important, my well-being is important? You have to consider this, not just for yourself, for your family. I mean, it's not just you that goes through it. Your family sees you go through this. They witness this. They're helpless in some ways. In others, they can help, but you have to be stronger in yourself, and you have to think, when is it time
to leave?
You know, and just think, for your own sanity, your own well-being, you need this to say, okay, let's draw the line here.
Yeah.
You know, things are not improving. I'm not telling anybody to leave their partner. I wouldn't. But there's also the fact, as I say, mental well-being, and when it comes to verbal abuse, domestic abuse, you know, you have to do this. You have to think, where is it going? You know, you cover things up, you cover marks up, you know, you're frightened of doing these things. And men actually have said to me, they feel embarrassed or ashamed that a little woman or their wife, partner, whatever, has done this to them, and because they're a man, they cannot find the courage or the, you know, to not feel guilty and say, look, it's still not right. It's still not right to put your hands on someone out of anger. You know, and you have to stand up to this and think, you know, and so many people are contacting me, where do I start, where do I go? Tell someone. Just start. Just tell someone. If it's that important, you will tell someone, because your safety and your well-being is priority.
Exactly. I agree.
For your self-esteem. For your self-esteem.
Oh yeah. And a lot of people, because of society, tells you that, you know, women and children are mainly the ones and the only ones that get abused, but they completely forget out the men, that the men get abused too. Men get sexually assaulted. Men, men go through this too. And I'm like, what about men? And people think that feminism is today's society. My generation thinks feminism is just about women. And I'm like, no, it's men too. Men are involved too.
And men are involved. I mean, I've got, to be honest, it must be people that contacted me, say, 2 weeks ago, right? The amount of people, it's half and half. Now that's quite high. You know, it's one guy he's a great big rugby player, big macho man, you know, and he's saying it's embarrassing that I've got to wear long sleeves because I've got marks and things like that. And I think, no, you don't make excuses for someone. I fell down, I got hit with a rugby ball, I did this, I did that. Stop making excuses. You are not at fault. You are not at fault here.
I agree. You know? And a lot of people don't realize there's someone out there
No,
better for them. There's someone out there that would treat them like they're a human
they
being. Like
deserve it. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, they
those
deserve
are,
better. They deserve a fresh start,
mhm,
as in not being afraid is one of them.
I
You
agree.
have to start over. You have to get your life on track, whether you want someone else, or you think you don't deserve a new start, whatever. You
Mhm,
you deserve that inner peace, if nothing else.
exactly. I agree.
So, so to me, that is priority, that you have this in you, that you deserve this security, that you're okay. You're not a bad person. You don't have to be punished every time you do something wrong, or you feel that you are inadequate to be that person.
Mhm,
You know, so it's find yourself, love yourself first.
exactly. Yes. That's what my mom always tells me.
Yeah,
She's like, love yourself and know your self-worth. That's what she
yeah,
always says to me. And she like
yeah,
printed out this poem about self-worth,
yeah,
self-love, self motivation. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know my mom, felt this way about me until I got into the hospital for trying to commit
yeah.
suicide. So
Exactly.
she's been helping a lot,
Yeah.
a
So
whole lot.
you have to love yourself, because if you can't love yourself,
Mhm.
how can you ask someone else to love you?
Exactly. Yep. I agree.
So you have to discover yourself.
Mhm.
You have to be yourself. You have to find out yourself without someone saying, no, you can't do that.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
so I'm not talking about rebel everything, that you believe in or things like that. It's just be the person that you want to be, and you deserve to be happy.
Yes.
And abuse isn't happiness.
Yeah, I agree. And it takes a lot for people to get out of the abusive relationships. They're
Yes,
like, well, I don't want to
yeah,
leave because I love this person. This person's loving
yeah.
me because they're doing these things to me. No, that's not love
No,
at all.
no.
That's not
That's why I said, when do you draw the line? How
exactly.
many nasty falls can you cover for them because you think they love you? Um,
Mhm.
why is that love? If somebody
Right.
physically hurts you,
Mhm.
why is that love? Because to me, no, you don't
Yeah.
you don't go out specifically to hurt someone because you love them.
Yeah.
It's not right. But
I
to me,
agree.
that's my opinion.
Hmm.
People will say, well, you haven't been through this. I raised a son on my own for many, many years, and I walked away from my previous relationship because I didn't want to hate anyone.
Right. Yeah.
And you draw a line to think, if I stay, I'm going to hate him. If I,
Yeah.
you know, I lose my self-respect by being with someone just for the security of it. You don't have to be that way. When you walk away or they walk away, it's material things that are left behind. You are still you.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. And like
So
it took me a year to leave. He wasn't physically, I mean, yeah, he wasn't physically abusive, but he was definitely emotionally abusive, and he
yeah,
didn't think he was. Um, it took me a year to leave him, but it took
yeah,
me also to end up in a hospital for committing suicide to leave him. And I was
yeah,
like, yeah, and like inside the hospital, they was like, it's time for you to go, like time for you
yeah,
to leave that guy. It's time for
yeah,
you to drop everything with him, change your number, everything, and
yeah.
it's time for you to
You
go.
wake up call.
Oh
It's your
yeah,
wake up call.
it was
Say,
too.
how
That was
far do you have to
my
go?
last time. That was
So
definitely my last time.
yeah. So, but you've come through it,
Mhm.
and you're obviously a better person for it. You've learned, and you just want to move on.
Exactly. So
So,
what advice would you give to help others who are struggling with PTSD and trying to leave their significant other?
well, PTSD. Okay, I can only go by the people I've worked with that have come to me, and working with the people in the book, you got to be, you're talking, getting them to talk, getting them to open up, getting them to trust. Trust is a big thing. Okay. And it took the whole thing. You've got to be saying 4 years. I mean, that's just getting them to open up. Okay. And from there, a lot of guys, I've convinced them to get help, get the right help, talk, get the right help. I'm not just talking about counselling. I'm talking about things they need to know, things they want reassurance with, homeless people, get them on the feet, you know, start from scratch. There is a lot of people out there that's homeless. A lot of veterans that contacted me are homeless. I'm in touch with so many charities, so many organisations, and it's keeping in touch with those. And it's like, I have this, like a homeless person, I have this person that's contacted me. He's homeless, he's sleeping on the streets, he's got no money, he's lost his family, his friends, everything through PTSD. He's isolating himself. What can we do? And I will contact these people. They will collect him. They will talk to him. These are also run by ex-veterans themselves. So ex-serving military, veterans, charity organisations. These people know what they are talking about. Okay. And I'm not just talking, because I'm British, obviously. I'm not talking just about in the UK. I'm talking about the people that I'm in touch with in America. They are amazing groups of people, and they are willing to help. You just have to pick up the phone. You contact people. You send me email, whatever. Okay, just talk to someone first. When talking doesn't count, or it's not enough, we will get that person the right help. And whether it's rehousing, benefits, just somewhere to live, it's basically helping and proving that you do care enough to get these people help.
Exactly. Yes, there are a lot of resources too out there.
There is. Especially domestic abuse.
Yes.
There's a lot of charities. There's a lot of organisations. As I say, I'm in touch with people across the board. You don't have to be a man and you don't have to be a woman. You just get in touch. I do not judge anyone, so I'm not in. I wouldn't do that, but people do need help.
Yes,
and especially, I've had people that have been to prison through. Basically, it's likely to happen for someone that's been in a combat zone.
Yeah,
and they've ended up in like a violent crime through. Most likely through PTSD, and haven't been treated for it, and they're in prison, and there's these group of people look into this and see why this has happened. So you know, there is so many organisations across the board. It doesn't matter what it is, just talk to someone first. Unless you talk to someone, make that first step, and you reach out, you grab someone by the hand and say, look, I need help.
Exactly.
You have to start from the very bottom, and a lot of people that have contacted me, they are at the bottom. And as I say, the people that have died through self-harming, there was so many things I wish I could have told them and said, look, why didn't you contact me? Why didn't you do this? You know, and it is really, really frustrating that you feel you've done everything that you can possibly do and they have still done this, and it is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because their families, they question why, but hopefully, you know, they can still get bereavement counselling, such things. More and more things are becoming available.
Yes, that's amazing. I want to thank you so much, Sandra, for coming on my show today and allowing me to speak with you about your book.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You have a great day.
Yes, you too, and I'll speak to you soon.
All
Thank
right.
you. Bye. Bye.
Hey everyone, I want to thank you all so much for listening to my interview with Sandra. So if you would like to purchase her book or speak with her, if you need any help or any advice or any counseling, you can go to her website. It is linked below. So we did go into domestic abuse and PTSD and military vets and military people who have PTSD. So I want you all to know that there are resources out there that will help you. Please, 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 before you reach your bottom, just reach out to someone and ask for help. There are a lot of resources that will help you. I know myself when I am struggling with suicidal thoughts and trying to harm myself, I'll always reach out to someone before it gets to that point. I'm sure you have a lot of friends who will be there for you, family. If you don't, there are people that online that have good hearts and that will help you out. So I hope you all have a great day. Thank you all so much for listening to my interview with Sandra, and thank you all for supporting my podcast. I hope you all have a great day.